Welcome to another session of In The Limelight. And in the limelight today, we've got Ash Jindal and Yuvraj Verma from Clear Tax. Welcome, guys. Thank you for your time today. How are you?
Super duper, Harpreet. So thank you so much to you and your initiative, including Quint Digital, to having us here.
Thank you very much. And again, objective here of this session today is obviously you are in a really good spot when it comes to understanding what businesses should do to be successful and what should do more of and what should not do, like not try and avoid. Being accountants, I'm sure you've got plenty of clients and you would be able to kind of shed some light on some insights for us today. Before we get to that, what we want to understand today is why did you actually start a business and why specifically an accounting business?
My interest was always into numbers. As I grow older and got more senses that what it means in a career, I find accounting to be really fascinating. Again, it's not historic; it's also futuristic because of again opportunities like you can be a wealth manager, you can also be a tax planner, as well as you can actually make a difference by guiding your clients and stuff like that. So I just feel that if I have to re-choose my career, I'll not choose anything else but accounting. So.
What about you, Raj?
Right, that's great. So, like Ash, I wasn't like, since 18, I wasn't into, I want to start my business or anything like that. I just want to have a good time and enjoy life. And, slowly, as things progress, we gone through the college, been to the accountancy, and I've met, really interesting teachers and really interesting people I started working with. And they really encouraged, motivated me to get into this business because there's a lot of things an accountants can do, which other businesses you're very limited. Accountants, they're like doctors, they know your pulse, how it's moving on daily basis, and how you can, and what can be done in order to, improve your life, overall life, through your business. So that's what challenges me and, motivated me to start the business.
That's great. That's great. Now, look, it's good to know you guys are passionate and you wanted to help the businesses out as well. But before you started Clear Tax, what were you doing before Clear Tax?
Right. So if I tell you about me, I finished all my, chartered accountancy in Ireland. So I started working with a small accounting firm, and then I grew up to, and worked with some corporates as well. So, and slowly into the thing, we wanted to start a business. So that's how my career began, so was working as an employee and then moved into the business,
Very nice. And what about you, Ash?
So I was 18 when I migrated to UK and joined accountancy, and I've also completed my studies there as well as worked for multiple companies, including hotel industry, including small practice, big corporates, and multiple continents as well, including Europe, Asia, and Australia and stuff like that. So we were into employment before, then we moved into private practice.
So Yuvraj, one thing I really want to know, and because we deal with a lot of businesses like you do, so we're in the service industry as well. And one thing which comes across all the time is the fear of starting up. So just want to understand from your perspective, Yuvraj, when you decided to take this jump and starting your entrepreneurial journey, how did you handle that? Was there any fear? And if there was, how did you handle that?
100%. There was a lot of fear. Yeah. And it was very, very challenging to start your own, because when you're working as an employee, there is a income coming to you every month. There's no fear. You get to pay your bills. But once you started to think about getting into business, it's a totally new, different ballgame. You don't know. You don't have any clients. We started the business from scratch. No clients, zero income, zero clients. So this was the biggest challenge. How are we going to pay the bills? But, when Ash, we both joined together, and I was really confident that, there's nobody can stop us because we got a lot of experience behind us. And, we are not going into the business just to make money. It's to do with how to make other people's life, more enjoyable and successful. So with that motivation, we went into the business wholeheartedly, and we got a lot of business out of it. Yes, it was fearful in the start, but slowly the fear has vanished away slowly.
That's great. That's great. And obviously, it's very rewarding now looking back at it. Probably that was the right move.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Sure. And again, Ash, I'll come to you now. How did you get your first client? Or what was the journey like? Like, because a lot of people struggle, and in the initial, the start is always hard. How did you get your first few clients?
To be honest, for first clients for every service-based industry would be family and friends. Before you start anything, you technically discuss the idea with them, and they bounce it back and say, "Look, this is what I'm trying to do." And if specifically if they are into your target clientele, then first thing they would generally do is they move their business to you, and that is what has happened in our case as well. So Yuvraj has actually approached his own family and friends, and I did my own, and they were very glad to move their business to us. So
That's great.
that really helped us. Yeah. And obviously when you go on and beyond family and friends is about their referral, and then obviously there are a bit of marketing that you do to get more and more clients. Yes.
Definitely. And again, coming back to last year, one of the most, I think, unprecedented kind of scenario. No one knew how to deal with it. COVID. How did that impact your business, and what did you learn from it?
Right. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. So COVID has impacted a lot of businesses. There was a lot of challenges, but on the other hand, government, was trying to help a lot of business as well. We were like, trying to see both of our, strategizing how we can help our clients to get the maximum benefit. So there's a lot of things we've done. Like, we took a step, at very early stages, the main aim is going to be, to get the maximum benefit to the client. That was the main aim. With that aim, we jumped into it and learned all the rules and regulation, and it really helped. So the main lesson that we've learned is it's always good to keep learning, always aim for helping clients. That's what the main thing we got out of it. And it really not only helped us, it helped a lot of our clients as well to strive. Because if we didn't come and jump into it, like a lot of will be out of business without cash.
No, 100%. And one thing I can actually agree with you, and also want to mention this, and I want to highlight this to a lot of people who are running accounting businesses out there. I remember you guys running free webinars, free workshops, just to educate and giving value first. You guys didn't care about like, are they our clients or not client, or if you're making money or not. That was one thing I didn't see any other accountant to this level doing it. And I think you guys got a lot of new clients because of that as well, adding that value up front and just filling that gap. There was a lot of confusion. So businesses didn't know what to claim, how to claim, if they're eligible, not eligible. So that's one thing I kind of saw myself working for you guys, and hats off to you guys. You guys took full advantage of that, and you filled that gap in the market as well. Okay, so look, I'm now moving to, because obviously I want to take advantage of the position you are in. You're in a very interesting spot. Successful businesses, what were the trends from an accountant's perspective? Because obviously you saw the books and you had some personal conversations with business owners as well. What were the three key things successful business owners did during COVID?
Digital presence have actually done quite well. So they don't have to reinvent the wheel. They were actually present online. Say, for example, there were few retail stores who just, in a blink of a second, they just migrated the entire business online as compared to just doing a retail only. So people who didn't have a website at the time, or people who didn't have a Google presence, has actually struggled. So and they were obviously relying on government grants only, which example, say JobKeeper, whereas successful businesses were, we have even seen successful business not even applying for any grants because they're not eligible. The reason they're not eligible because they have actually taken advantage of the situation and going online and increase the sales and stuff like that. So this is just one key thinking. Now, this also highlights another fact that a business should be futuristic. You can't be just doing a traditional model of, relying on or really good footfall and stuff like that, because you don't know what's going to happen. So obviously, and these businesses were not struggling in any way in the retail sector. They just meant to have, they were just more futuristic about their online presence, because the world is moving online. Close an eye to online presence. So that is, I would give, probably a 50 to 60% weightage to having an online presence and where people were able to make the difference. Another thing is how well you were prepared to transition from a office-based, say if you're in the service industry, so and your employees are actually coming to office, are they equipped enough to actually work from home, what about the equipments, what about the softwares that you have installed on your office system? Can they be more cloud-based, or were they more sort of a desktop-based? Again, these are all decisions that you take very early on when you try to set it up. And if I give you our example, we were actually blessed, and I will give a lot of credit to Yuvraj for this innovative thinking. We are actually paperless office. We don't have any paper. So, and we actually went to one of the practice where it was full of paper. So we just think on back of the days where we have actually worked in a couple of practice where they're full of paper, whereas when we compare our practice was paperless. All our softwares, everything is all SaaS based. So we didn't see any impact in that regard. And hopefully we have also, whenever the client walks into us, we were also either talking about the softwares that we use, if they're not using it, or they may be able to use because of all the knowledge that we have from different clients. For example, one example I would take is digital signatures. We use EverSign, so we don't really have to ever print and sign in document because we rely on digital signatures. So all those clients who were able to actually transform the business as per the new COVID norm has actually done quite well. And the businesses who couldn't, they're just waiting for COVID restrictions to ease so that they can start kicking the business.
I believe it's a mindset thing as well. I remember a scenario, if COVID just started, the lockdown scenarios just started happening, and I kind of got worried, like I'm talking from my perspective, I kind of got worried that what's going to happen. I've just started the business. How are we going to survive kind of scenario? And just I made a phone call to one of my mentor, and he goes, "Now, man, this is the perfect opportunity for you to be aggressive." And that mindset shift for me, I launched COVID campaigns. I went completely on the front foot, and we kind of saw benefits of that. The word got out, people started recognizing us more, and that I saw that with my clients as well. So I kept the same approach with the clients as well. Told them to be aggressive, and everyone kind of got dividends. Like certain businesses, you couldn't do much, but for home improvement businesses, a lot of the service-based businesses, they were still able to kind of make money and lead the market as well. And Yuvraj, anything from your perspective?
So as you said, rightly said, problems are opportunity in disguise, so it's always good time, when you see problems, you always want to bank on it rather than, get fearful and, trying to do something else. So, and one thing I want to add is like the key to success in anything is planning, proper planning, and having a good records. So a lot of businesses didn't get a lot of the grants or, had a problems with ATO. Reason being, they didn't keep good records. They didn't do their lodgements on time. A lot of businesses, they think, they'll just start it without having a proper discussion with their accountant, and then they'll worry about these things later. That's a recipe for failure. If you do that, you're not going to survive in the business for so long. So it's always good to plan, like, how you're going to keep your books. You need to, revisit your profit and loss on, let's say, monthly or quarterly basis, at least to see where you are. On the other hand, keep your compliances up. If you do these things on timely basis, it's very easy, like even for us to, look into the various things which you're eligible for during this period. And we faced a lot of challenges where new clients especially, were not keeping their records in order, and they were all over the places, and it was taking us too long. And when it takes too long for an accountant, it means more fees for us. We don't really like it. We don't really want to charge too much during these hard times, but sometimes there's no options. So that's what I want to emphasize. Keep your books in order.
People don't realize service-based businesses, most like accountants and marketers and all of that, they charge for the time.
Yeah,
the time is their product or commodity. So people don't realize that. But yeah, great. So the three key things you said, like successful businesses had a proper marketing approach, like they were visible on Google, or even they transitioned online really quickly. So they made that decision really quickly. Adapted, they put new systems in place. So they weren't scared of putting new systems in place. And a positive mindset. So these were the three key ingredients for successful businesses.
Absolutely.
Clear tax, 2021. I'm guessing like a lot of businesses, you've got big plans for your business. How does
Yeah.
2021 looks for ClearTax from growth perspective, and what are your plans for ClearTax?
So we got a lot of plans coming up, during from 2021 and going forward. So first thing is, we are planning to launch our franchisee as well. So we already got, two people lined up, so, there will be more offices opening up soon. So that's one of the key plans. Second plan is, to move accountancy to an office-based environment, to an online-based environment. That's the plan, is to make things easier for clients, and on the other hand, to make it affordable as well. So as our motto is making tax simple and affordable. Yeah, and that's what the future holds for us.
Very nice.
I
And
just
do you
want
see
to
any
add,
challenges in the way? And if you do see any challenges, what are they, and how do you plan to solve them?
first of all, it's, as said in the past, mindset. It's very hard for old generation to change their mindset. So they always want to come into the office, and sign the papers, which obviously takes a lot of time, and and of course we have to price accordingly. But in order to make things affordable, we have to move to online way of doing things. This is one of the challenge, to change the mindset.
It is an interesting journey. I've
Yeah.
started saying no for face-to-face meetings because it's just a complete waste of time. 3 hours it
Yes.
takes to conduct one meeting, going there, meeting, then coming back. Where in 3 hours I can do 6 meetings, 5 meetings online. So it doesn't make any sense. And a lot of people have already accepted that fact and making the transition. So good luck with that, because I think once you crack that transition, the growth really opens up after that. So how do you see your competition? Do you learn from them, ignore them, or outsmart them? How do you deal with that?
I think we definitely learn from them. We love competition. It's just
Okay.
a reflection. It's just a reflection of what you're doing, and is always something that competition is always doing better than us. On one of the areas, obviously, and then I think it's a really good. It's a really good college to be in, where one of the professors keeps on telling you doing something or make yourself better and stuff like that. So every time we see something that a competitor is doing better, it just motivates us to go an extra mile. Obviously we are unique in a way, and we don't like to probably copy the competition one to one, but what we try to do is it just motivates us to do something more, or do something beyond, on and beyond, just to have obviously us out there and stuff like that. Again, we rely on a bit of market research as well, Harpreet. So for example, market research tells us 1 in every 3 client is upset or not really happy with their accountant. So this is one interesting fact. Another interesting fact is 90% of phone calls are never get picked up. If you call an accountant, 90% of the time that the key accountant that really clients wants to speak to is not available. So I think we are unique in a way to focus on these areas to make sure that we take regular feedback, picking up phones and stuff. So you will always find me or Yuvraj, that's why we are 2 of us, always, always picking up phones and call and making sure that clients are, if not responding to the first call, then at least in a couple of hours, they get a call back from us.
If you are a business owner and you are sick and tired of your accountant ignoring your phone calls and looking for someone who can be really responsive when you really need them, I think ClearTax, I can vouch for them because they handle our accounts. You call them anytime, they pick up, they answer your question. So if you are a business owner looking for someone reliable, I think ClearTax is where you should go. Who is your ideal customer? How do you reach them, and how do you get them to become a client of yours?
Our ideal customer is, as we are business accountants for small business, so ideal customer is a small business.
Okay.
Right. So there's a lot of ways we trying to connect to our ideal customer, and the biggest source at this stage is referrals. So you do good service, definitely you're going to get referrals, and this is how we are growing so far. Apart from that, there's a lot of social media strategies we are using, Facebook, Google Ads, and other things, which Ash is more involved in. So I guess I'll pass this on to Ash to add more to it.
Yeah, sure, Yuvraj. So Harpreet, to be honest, we haven't really strategized our online presence, as say, for example, in Google Ads and stuff. We are actually re-enhancing and working towards our website just to make it more workable, more fancy and stuff like that. So we're just waiting for that to be launched so that we can then, put more and more efforts into social media. What we've also, as you may already know, what we've also started is a small business network, networking events. And we do that regularly on month-on-month basis. So without a miss, even the COVID couldn't, shatter our motivation. So we've just quickly moved to online. We do meet once in a month where we invite small business owners to come and pitch for their business. And that is actually helping us as well as other business owners to make a connection. And what we have learned is just be genuine. Whosoever calls you up, don't worry, whether they are a client or not. Just give them a genuine advice and automatically they will come back to you. And if not, that's fine. That's fine. At least you feel good about it that you have helped someone. So this strategy or this mindset is actually helping us grow quite a lot.
Accounting businesses or service-based businesses who are starting up, it's all about credibility. There's a lot of competition in the market. Everyone's trying to, get you as a client or win business, but you've got to give value first. And that's what you guys are doing. So you're adding value first there. If anyone starting their journey as an accounting practice, what are the top 3 tips you'd give them?
So you need to have a right attitude to get into a business. That what do you want to achieve out of it? You need to have clear goals that, you wanted to achieve, whether, financial freedom, you wanted to have a, better life balance. So you need to decide on before that. And that depends on how you get into the business with your attitude in it. So that's the one thing. Second thing is you need to have a proper plans for it. Like, what are you going to achieve in 1 year time? Or 5 years time? You need to have a clear map in front of you before you jump into it. So that's the 2 from me. Sure.
Ash, what are your top 2 tips?
Right. So my top 2 would be training. Make sure. So most likely, if someone is joining a tax and accounting industry, 90% of the chance they will be starting with one or the other franchisee. And if you are doing so, make sure that you do enough due diligence before you shortlist your franchisor. Ask them a question that, what sort of trainings will be available, how much of that is practical, how much of that is online, and just asking these questions will actually help you gain that confidence that you need before you actually go in front of a client and you have to face one. It's not that simple. So obviously, just make sure. So for example, we as a ClearTex, before we have launched our franchisees, we have actually spent about 12 months just on the training material itself and prepared for it and make sure that, it's really, really practical. So we give about 2 months of face-to-face training just to make sure that the person is equipped enough before they can actually go in. So like that, I'm sure every single franchisor have their own plans, but we see that as a unique. So make sure that the training is there and always make sure you have a mentor in your life. You should always have a guru and a mentor.
Of course. And you mentioned you're starting a franchisee. Tell us a bit more about that. What are the benefits for someone if they're looking to join? What are the key benefits they can expect? And what's the difference between yours and so many others out there?
So the biggest difference for being a ClearTex franchisee is the training bit. We have developed a system where we can make a person with a good mind and a good accountant, within 2 to 3 months of, worth of training is a proper live training where you get to work on, actual scenarios to get to know the real life thing, so that's what difference is. So we've done a lot of market research within the, franchisee industry in Australia, specifically in accounting. And we've seen a lot of accountants are offering franchisee, but they're not offering the training bit. They're giving maybe the maximum 2 weeks training. And within 2 weeks, forget about it. You're not going to become
So they're just interested in taking the money. That's what you're saying.
I wouldn't say that. And with a good experienced person and proper training plan, that's how you're going to achieve it. That's what, differentiate us from any other, franchisee in the business.
Are you planning something different when it comes to support as well, Ash? Because obviously you guys are big on market research, so you would have already established where the gaps are.
Not really gap, I would say is opportunities, So we kind of understand small businesses And we took time to understand them. We spent, say, 3-4 years just to understand the Australian small business sector as a market. Now our franchisee will not have to spend all this time, and they will just have to interact. So Yuvraj is more sort of technical. So it's really a good thing that we really work hand in hand. So Yuvraj is more technical. It's really a solid knowledge with what works with ATO and what doesn't.
He's very process based, isn't he? So
very process based, and he has developed some really good trainings. And we have actually done, Harpreet, I'm not sure if you know, but we have actually trained accounting graduates. There were about 200 applications. Out of that, we have trained 25 applications. We have interviewed all 200. Out of that, we have trained 25 accountants last year, and that was just for, obviously, just to motivate and promote them. Haven't charged $1 from anyone. So we do all these things, just to make sure that we, again, we are training, yes, them, but we also get a feedback that how do we make our training program more and more effective. So this is just one example that how we have made it, to a next level that we are really proud of. So what is that? What is the support that is available? So once they have trained from our, say, center, we handle them for next 12 months. So we have a team of, about 14 professionals now. And this team is fully available to all our franchisees. So whether they are not able to do a task or something, yes, the team can actually do the task and also taught them or teach them what and how the task was done, so that they're trained. Now, one thing I would also add is we are just not tax accountants. Yes, we are tax accountants. Yes. On top of it, we are also a really good networker. So again, what you also need to run a practice is you need a good, solid networking. So another thing, what a person would get if they do come and join a ClearTax franchisee is sort of a model how they can start their own ClearBiz network in their own suburb, where they can actually invite small business owners to join together and start doing their own hub, which will actually help them and definitely help them promote their business.
For people who are just starting up businesses and looking for accountants, are you giving them any offers to set up any companies? Do you have any specials going on?
People are more than free to give us a call and just take our advice. And they don't have to pay us anything. It's just because we like to coach and mentor people. So it's part of our coaching and mentoring that if someone wants to start a business, they can just pick up our phone. They have direct access to me or Yuvraj. They pick up a phone and call us and ask us, this is what's going on, guys. This is what I'm trying to do. Obviously, they can book an appointment, more formal appointment, and appointments are obviously all complimentary. They don't have to, because until and unless you start making money, we are not very, we're not fussy about our fees, because we really want you to succeed. And this is what we have actually developed from a couple of years now. Sorry, when it comes to offer, we are highly competitive and very, very affordable when someone needs to start a business. For example, we are actually setting up a business in less than $190 for us as in our fees plus GST, as in our fees, if someone wants to set up a company, and obviously plus the ASIC fees. So it's very affordable. Generally, I would say a price in the market would be somewhere around $1,200. With us, someone can just start a business with about $698 plus GST.
Oh, well, that's a big saving. And again, if you are looking to start a business and you're looking for someone genuine and not charging an arm and a leg, I think ClearTax is the way to go. To all our listeners or anyone who's watching, how can they reach you for advice? What are the best channels to get in touch with you?
The best way to get in touch with us through our website, which is www.cleartax.com.au, or else, they can visit our Facebook page, ClearTax, Twitter, or else they can call us directly.
Now that's it. Thank you very much, Ash and Yuvraj, for your time today. So in the limelight today were ClearTax from Melbourne, servicing Australia-wide. So if you are looking for genuine tax advice, please get in touch with Yuvraj or Ash. If you are a business looking for exposure and would like to conduct a session like this with me, where we discuss about your business, what you are offering, and what differentiates you from the market, I'm more than happy to do that for you as well. Just get in touch with us. Just message our page and we'll be in touch. All right, again, thank you again, guys. Thank you for your time. I'll see you soon.